In this video today, I am going to tackle the entryway and the hallway by our front door. I'm going to get all this stuff off the steps, off the floor. I'm going to give the floor a clean with a vacuum and the mop today. I'm going to take you alongside. I'm really glad you're here. Look at this mess. There's just stuff everywhere. Packages delivered, shoes, stuff that's just doesn't need to be there because it's too warm. That's my new puzzle board. And stuff that's hanging up here in the entryway that now we're changing from spring to summer just doesn't need to be there anymore. Does everybody else do this? Just throw stuff upstairs so the next time you go upstairs, you take it with you? I'm sure everybody does that has steps in their house. I started with the packages. This is the dog, my largest dog, Ranger. He's a 105-pound German Shepherd. This is his dog food. I get it about every 4 to 5 weeks, and I knew I could delay it about a week or two, so that's what I was doing here before I tackled the rest of the entryway, was delaying that shipment and kind of stretch that budget when I can, because dog food, special dog food for this beautiful dog is not cheap. But it keeps him healthy, and when he was a puppy, he got these belly rashes from food allergies, so now on the special food, he's been fine for 3.5 years. So we keep him on it. It's worth every single penny to keep him nice and healthy. As you can see, he follows me everywhere I go. Welcome to the video. My name is Erica Lucas, and I usually share videos about stuff. Dealing with stuff as a mother of 3. My kids are now 11, 10, and 8. I started YouTube 6 years ago and accidentally went viral on a couple of videos with just trying to understand how to declutter and live with less stuff. We had so many things when they were little toddlers and babies, and I did not know how to deal. And over the years, I have shared all the trials and tribulations, the joys, the tears, the pain, the happiness of letting go of stuff. And now it's a lot easier. And when you see me share one little section of my house like this video, it might get edited down to maybe 12, 15 minutes, but this actually took me 45 minutes, including all the running up the stairs and taking all the stuff and putting it where it belongs. But now I just focus on one section at a time in my house when I have the energy for it, and I just make it better than it was when I started walking through that section. But years ago, I couldn't have even walked through certain rooms. There were fire hazards, and now it's a lot easier to deal with stuff having decluttered thousands and thousands of things. We still have more stuff than I wish to deal with, but I don't dictate the number of shoes each child should keep. My daughter in specific has like 15 pairs of shoes. I don't have 15 pairs of shoes, but she does. And she does a fine job keeping her closet and managing her stuff. Sometimes they collect here at the entryway, and I build a pile of shoes at the bottom of the steps that she needs to take back upstairs to her closet. And that's okay, because we live here, we love here, we grow here, and so teaching her to manage her stuff was something I had to learn first. I had to learn how to care about stuff and how to deal with stuff, how to let go of stuff, how to keep it. Learning how to keep something is equally as difficult as learning how to declutter something. Figuring out where you want something to exist in your house so that when you go to look for it, you know where it is. Figuring out why you want to keep something, why you want to hang on something, where it needs to be in your house, and why it needs to be there. For instance, I'll pick up the spray that I just put in the shoes. I keep that spray right there by the shoe bench. If I stored it in a closet down the hall, I probably wouldn't use it. So I keep it here. So anytime I reset this space, I just spray the stinky shoes. And from this entryway space today, I knew that I could get rid of the backpacks because we're done our Tuesday studies. We have a backpack that's dedicated to our homeschool class on Tuesdays. So I knew I could put those away. I knew I could take all the sweatshirts and the jackets upstairs. My winter coats are stored in a closet upstairs. So I added to the pile of things on the steps, and then just had to make multiple trips over and over to get all that stuff back up the stairs where it belonged. This is our 5th summer in this house, and I have learned to let my German Shepherd Ranger there go down the stairs before me. He has knocked me down the stairs 2 times already in this house, and I have learned over the years to just let him go first. He needs to shepherd. He wants to go first, so I let him go down the stairs first. And for whatever reason, he thought he was blocked from going back upstairs. I don't think I moved anything here, but he really struggled with getting past these blue Crocs, which my youngest son was wearing, because his other ones were all crazy dirty, sandy from a camping trip last weekend. So I just had to clean those off, and he was wearing these blue ones that are too big and they have to go back into the bin upstairs. Speaking of stuff, I have shoes and clothes that are too big for each child organized in bins in their closets. The key to dealing with stuff year after year is having a home for each category and each item. When something doesn't have a designated home, a spot in your house, and not an identified and named space, then things just build up. Clutter magnetizes and attracts more clutter that doesn't have a home. In my house, it's usually the kitchen counter and then dining room table. Stuff ends up there that doesn't have a home. And we're a family of 5. We have a busy schedule. We live here. We homeschool here. There's a lot that comes in and out of the house just for daily use and enjoyment. And my puzzle board has been sitting there in its box for 3 days because I got to clean off my dining room table to be able to open my new puzzle board and start my next puzzle. And just the simple act of putting things where they belong and freeing up a space to make it easy to clean. Run that vacuum, run the mop, wipe down the walls and the baseboards and whatever needs doing. It's a lot easier when there's not a lot of stuff laying around that you have to pick up. So like I said, this section took me maybe 45 minutes to actually do. The film time was 42 minutes and I just left it running the whole time, so 42 minutes. And then I'm editing it down to 14 minutes I think it is. So, I cut out all the parts where you don't see me putting all the things away because I just didn't drag my camera set up with me this particular time, because my focus here was just on tidying, talking about stuff, and then getting things cleaned up and ready to go. My goal in this space is to be able to vacuum and mop quickly because it is a high traffic area. So shoes get kicked off here and don't necessarily go on that shelf that's right there. But when I reset the space and I get rid of the shoes that don't need to be here on an everyday basis, that were worn once 2 weeks ago and just need to go back into somebody's closet, then it makes it a lot easier to keep after this area and run the cordless vacuum and just get up all the dog hair and the dirt and everything that gets trafficked in by that front door right there. I run the vacuum nearly every single day. I have to. With 2 dogs and the kind of in and out life that we have in our house, I have to run the vacuum every single day. Maybe once a month I hit this floor, this main level, with my 2-bucket mop system where I just have a bucket of clean water and then I put all the dirty mop heads. I have 8 mop heads, not for this spray mop, but for my other regular deep cleaning mop. I hit this floor maybe once a month. Several times a week I use this spray mop as a substitute, as a tag in, so that I don't have to do that deep cleaning mop system. It's just easier. I use the same spray on all of the hardwood floors, and I use that spray also on the steps. I have tried to make my own floor cleaner with like an almond scent or a lavender scent. I just haven't cared for my own versions as much as I do for the Method almond floor cleaner. It's just my favorite smell for a floor cleaner. So that's what I continue to use. That's what's in my spray mop. It's what you're going to see me actually clean the hardwood sections of the steps as well after I finish vacuuming and mopping this part of the entryway. I remember growing up when my mother would kick us out of the house and tell us to go play outside for several hours when she would mop the floor. My spray mop method takes about 5 minutes, so I don't kick the kids out of the house while it dries. But the dog does like to walk straight through on it. And this is our other little doggy, Sammy. He was my mother's dog, and now he lives with us. Yes, he's wearing a diaper. Onto the steps. My method I have learned to use over the years on these steps is to just go up the one side with the vacuum and then come back down vacuuming the other side. It's just the most efficient way for me to knock it out. This vacuum I have here, the battery will last to do the whole floor. If I'm just running around day after day, running the vacuum, just a quick vacuum each day. When I do a little bit more like I'm doing here on the steps, the vacuum will run out and I won't be able to like do the whole floor, the kitchen, the family room, the living room, the dining room, the hallway, the entryway, the steps. I can't do that all on one charge. So when I do sections like this and I just kind of give everything a really nice reset and a clean, the battery lasts for exactly what I need it to. It still had a half charge by the time I was finished with this area, and I could have done more. So that's good. But I also have a second vacuum upstairs. I was finding that I was vacuuming upstairs way less than I should vacuum upstairs because I didn't feel like getting the vacuum and lugging it up the stairs. Yeah, maybe that's lazy, but I made it easier on myself to do that chore upstairs by adding a second cordless vacuum upstairs. And sometimes it's just little things like that. Or we're a family of 5 with 2 dogs. Do I need 2 vacuums? No. Does it make my life easier? Yes. Is it affordable? Yes. Do I vacuum more? Yes. So for me, it's a win all around. So like I said, I come down the stairs on the other side and just vacuum up the edges of the carpet and then the carpet itself. And then I come through with my handheld vacuum that has lasted for years, and I get the edges. So I do all of the hardwood and then the section right before it turns up the steps because tons of dog hair builds there. And to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't done this part of the chore, the purple vacuum as we call it. I haven't done this chore in probably a year. The chore has been done by my kids, and I'm doing it today for the purposes of this video. But usually I have the kids do it for me for whatever reason. My daughter in particular loves this vacuum, but they will vacuum the trim of the steps. We call it the trim of the steps for me with this purple vacuum and get all the hardwood. So I personally haven't done this because this is a chore that I have learned to farm out to my kids, because anything that's managed by them, that's like something that they can do, ages 11, 10, and 8, they can do quite a bit now. I ask them to do for me. Sometimes I have to do it in exchange for something. Maybe it's $1 and they do the steps. Maybe it's 15 minutes of screen time. Maybe it's, can I call a friend and play Roblox for 20 minutes? Whatever it is. Sometimes I do have to trade and bribe for the chore to be done, but I don't really do that part of the chore anymore. I do the big vacuum on side to side and stuff, but they do the purple vacuum for me now. And I'm going to immediately correct myself. They're not doing it for me. It is a language and a vernacular in our house that I have been trying to change. I ask them to do a family chore because they live here and they go up and down the stairs. I ask them to empty the dishwasher because they eat here. I ask them to help with laundry because they need clean clothes. So I am learning to change what I ask for. I don't ask them to do it for me. I ask them to do a family chore because they live here, and then we enter into negotiations to get it done. And maybe that's just from years of negotiating to get certain things done, and they have learned that they will get something in exchange for something. That's not really a habit I feel like I need to break right now, because I am willing to trade 15 minutes of screen time for a chore to be done that I don't have to do anymore. And they get to learn how to clean a house and how to take care of it, and they live here, and they make the mess as much as I do. This is the same method cleaner that I have in my spray mop, and I start at the top of the stairs and work my way down, because I end up brushing off the baseboard and the dirt and the dust that the vacuum didn't pick up, that the paper towel does get. I brush it down the stairs as I go, and so I do each side down the stairs, and I end up at the bottom with a set of clean steps. And I just use the spray right on paper towel. I don't actually spray the wood. I spray the paper towel, and then I clean the wood from there. I'm really glad you spent time with me today, and I hope you relaxed or cleaned while you were watching this video alongside me today. Here's the steps all cleaned and clear, and the entryway all decluttered, at least stuff put away upstairs anyway. And I thank you for being here today. Take care.